I'm taking valiant attempts to try to rescue my last colony of bees. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jerry Hansen, your host. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We are a modern homestead nestled in a little valley high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Today I'm in my apiary and I'm trying to take valiant attempts at rescuing my last colony of bees. Yellow jackets have moved in and they are killing a large percentage of my colony. So in an attempt to rescue what I have left, I have moved my honeybees into this little enclosure. I had an earlier video on building the base for that enclosure. What I have in here is my beekeeping equipment, and right here is my last colony of bees. I have a heater in here for them. It's a 35-watt heater, and it's one of those devices I use in the chicken coop. And see, one of those hornets got in here, is trying to get in there. So I made the mistake of putting a feeder of sugar syrup on top of the flat roofed hive, and that attracted mainly the yellow jackets looking for food to store up for winter, and they started raiding the hive and killing off the bees. I sat out here and watched them, and as the guard bees came out, the hornets would kill them, and I had a large loss. So when I moved them in here, I put a little hole in the side, well, I had a little hole in the side of this bee barn. Well, I came out here this morning and found this swarming with hornets, and I inspected the hive, and there was hornets inside the hive getting to the feed and honey that are the syrup that I have actually inside the hive. So what I did is I got rid of all the hornets and got them out of there, sealed up that hive and gave them a little bit of air hole so they could ventilate and not be able to get out or other predators get in. But the hornets had found their way into the hole into where the entrance was, and they were still killing my bees. So what I did, I went to my shed and got into my plumbing drawer, and I got a couple of plumbing fixtures and I stuck those in the hole, which fit tight, and the hornets will still gather around that hole trying to figure out how to get in, but they've blocked from getting in. I put a little elbow on the end here, just as a bigger landing spot for the honeybees to get in and out. They will find their way in and out, but hopefully the hornets will lose hope and lose interest and finally leave. So this is just pressure fitted in there. It's not glued or anything, and that's the entrance going into the beehive. Hopefully my honeybees will find their way in and out, and they'll remember where they're coming from. So this is my last attempt at rescuing my honeybees. I can always go grab some more honeybees next spring when they're starting to swarm again, because we get a lot of calls for swarms, pulling them out of people's porches and houses and stuff, and mainly out of trees. And I still have that swarm up there in that hollow tree behind the barn, so as soon as I can get me a chainsaw, I can harvest that colony and relocate it down here. But man, this has been a disappointing year. First year of active beekeeping, and it's just been a huge fail for me here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. Out of rehoming about 4 or 5 colonies, we weren't guaranteed out of most of those colonies that we did get the queen, so I suspect that's why most of them failed. There was no queen. But this one we did get the queen. It thrived. It survived all summer into the fall, but now we have a hornet problem that is decimating my population of what I have left. I want to remind folks that I am a new beekeeper. I'm not an expert at this, and I'm learning as I go and trying to figure out how I can best caretake for my bees in my climate here in the Cascade Mountains. That's truly unfortunate. I hope this colony survives and was able to grow in the spring. I will be giving it my best effort with the heat, the enclosure for safety, and also protecting their entrance so they can still get in and out for their safety or their cleansing flights, but protect them from hornets and wasps and other robbers that may chance on this area. Well, I want to thank you for coming along on this journey with me and peeking in on the apiary. I don't mind showing my failures as well as my successes here on the hobby farm, hoping we all can glean from each other from these YouTube channels on real life experience about in different microclimates that we live in throughout the nation and the world, on how best to care for our bees and our livestock. I'm Jerry Hansen, your host here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you guys for coming. Bye-bye.